everyone. Specific heat capacity. This is the next thing we are going to discuss here. We already have discussed the specific heat capacity of solids and liquids. Here we will talk about the specific heat capacity of a gaseous system or a gas. So in case of gases, whenever some heat is added given to a gas, then or it taken from the gas, then its volume changes sharply and also its pressure changes sharply. So at the same time both volume and pressure changes. So in order to define the specific heat capacity in case of gases, we have to keep at least one of the parameter to be constant. Only then we can define the specific heat of the specific heat of a gas. So suppose we have 1 mole of the gas, for example, and then we have to find add some amount of heat to it, right? Suppose that we have mu number of moles, or m is the mass of the or we can also take m the mass of the gas we are taking, gaseous system we are taking, and this mass of the gas is absorbing q amount of heat, and by that heat its temperature changes by dt. Then we already know in this case we have to keep either pressure or volume constant. So therefore if we keep the pressure constant, first we keep the pressure constant and then we define the specific heat capacity, and then we have keep the volume constant and we define the specific heat capacity again. So both of these will be different. So during this, whenever m mass of the gas is absorbing q amount of heat, then a temperature change equal to dt takes place in it. And during this we are keeping, for example, very first case we are keeping the volume constant, right? Then the specific heat capacity, when volume of the gas is kept constant, it is called as the specific heat capacity of the gas at constant volume. So we represent it by Cv. So this is equal to the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 unit mass of the gas for each degree rise in the temperature. So whatever amount of heat is given, this becomes equal to mCv dt. Okay, so this is how we define the specific heat of gas at constant volume. It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mass of the gas by 1 degree Celsius or Kelvin. Okay, so this is the specific heat of the gaseous system at constant volume, which is represented by Cv. And this is the total amount of heat which gas of specific heat capacity Cv at constant volume absorbs. Okay. Second case, we can also fix, instead of volume we can fix the pressure. Therefore the specific heat capacity of a gaseous system of mass m, which absorbs q amount of heat for temperature change equal to dt when the pressure of the gas is maintained constant. So when pressure is maintained constant, its volume may change, or when volume is kept constant, its pressure may change. So at a time only one parameter is changing. So therefore the specific heat capacity, now in this situation when pressure is kept constant, it is written as Cp, and this is given by the amount of heat which the gaseous system absorbs per unit mass for each degree change in the temperature, per unit temperature change. So this is how we define the specific heat capacity at constant pressure. So this is from here we can also just as we have found here the total amount of heat which a gaseous system, amount of heat which a gaseous system absorbs of mass m of specific heat capacity Cp at constant pressure for temperature change of dt. Okay, so this is about specific heat capacity at constant pressure and constant volume. So very first thing here is to understand how we define the specific heat capacities of a gaseous system. So we define or understand the specific heat capacity of a gas by keeping either volume constant or by keeping pressure constant. So at a time only there will be one variable. Okay. Now we can also have the relationship between Cp and Cv, that out of which of the two is more. Here it is known that Cp it is more than Cv. right? So how do we understand this fact that constant specific heat capacity of the gas at constant pressure will be more than its specific heat capacity at constant volume? So here is the proof or answer to that. If we apply the first law of thermodynamics, which simply says that the amount of heat given to a system, it is used in two ways. One, increasing, or we can say causing the change in the internal energy of the gaseous system, and in doing some work on the system. So whatever amount of energy, heat energy is given to a system, gaseous system or a thermodynamic gaseous system, it will be used in two ways. So according to first law of thermodynamics, the amount of heat given to a gaseous system, this will be equal to, or this will be used in two ways, in changing the internal energy and in doing some work which is done in the form of change in the volume. So therefore this work can be written as PdV. Here this is the total amount of heat added, so it is being used in two ways. A part of it is used to increase the internal energy, and other remaining part is used in order to do the work on the gaseous system either. So it becomes PdV. So this is the total amount of heat added. So when we talk about when we apply this first law of thermodynamics, when volume of the gas is kept constant, in that case we define the specific heat capacity at constant volume. So therefore Q, because at constant volume V is constant. So when V is constant, it simply means that the dV means change in the volume, it will be 0. So dV, it will be 0. So therefore whatever amount of heat is absorbed by this gaseous system, it will be used only change in the internal energy of the gaseous system, because work done is 0. And also in that case, this Q, whatever amount of heat is absorbed, this Q may be at constant volume. What is the amount of heat that has been absorbed by a gaseous system of mass m? It will be equal to this much. So it will be mCV at constant volume. The specific heat will be called as the specific heat capacity at constant volume into dt. So this will be the amount of heat capacity which is absorbed by the gaseous system. So and it will be used in order to increase the internal energy of the, or this delta we can also write it to be du. So this is equation number 1. And also when pressure is constant, then we can, at constant pressure we can write the same equation. At constant pressure, P is constant. So therefore this equation just takes this form, this equation according to first law of thermodynamics at constant pressure. So this is written as delta U plus P, the pressure which is constant, it is not changing, into dV. Volume may change. So here the total amount of heat which is added to a gaseous system, it will be used in two ways, in increasing the internal energy plus in order to in doing some work on the system. Now from the ideal gas equation, suppose that we are taking the ideal gas, then according to ideal gas equation, if we are taking only, so therefore ideal gas equation is simply, it is equal to is given by PV is equal to R into T. P is the pressure, V is the volume at any point of temperature T, and R is the gas constant. So therefore from here we differentiate this equation. So on differentiating, because pressure is constant, differentiate, because pressure is constant, so only the differentiation of the left hand side, it will be P dV. Only volume is changing here in second case. Sorry, here. And this will become equal to R being constant, and here it will be simply dV. So in place of PdV, we are going to substitute this value of PdV R dt here in this equation. So therefore, the amount of heat which is equal to delta U, change in internal energy, plus PdV. So PdV is nothing but R dt. And what is the amount of heat that has been absorbed by the same ideal gas at constant pressure? It is given by Q. So it is mCp dt. Okay, and here it is the change in internal energy. So we can substitute the value of du to be this. So it is mCv dt plus R dt. Now here we make some arrangements. Here the mass of the gas we can suppose to be taken in moles, which we simply represent by mu. Okay, we take the gas in terms of the moles. So now we arrange these quantities on one side and the remaining quantity on the other side. So dt will cancel out everywhere. So on the left hand side it will become mu into Cp minus Cv. This is equal to R on the right hand side. And if we have only 1 mole of the gas, then mu is just 1. And therefore this equation becomes Cp minus Cv, which is equal to R. So from this equation, it is the relationship between the specific heat capacity of the gas, ideal gas at constant pressure and at constant volume. The difference of specific heat capacities at constant pressure and constant volume, it comes out to be R. R being gas constant, it is a positive quantity. So that means the difference of Cp minus Cv comes out to be positive. So that represents that Cp is more than Cv. So this is the relationship between specific heat capacity of an ideal gas at constant pressure and at constant volume. Also, our part here to understand was this was. So because R is being positive, the gas constant being positive, so therefore it appears that Cp minus Cv is positive. This simply implies that Cp it is more than Cv. This is how we understand that the specific heat capacity of a gas at constant pressure will always be more than its specific heat capacity at constant volume. Also, this can also be understood from here. Okay, here at constant volume, what is the amount of heat energy absorbed? It is being used only to increase its internal energy, because there is no change in the volume. Whereas in case of pressure being constant, the specific heat capacity is used for two tasks. First, in order to increase the internal energy, and other part will be used in order to do some work. So therefore, at constant pressure, the amount of heat energy that is required, it will be more, because it has to be used for two purposes: to increase the internal energy and to do some work. So therefore, this value of specific heat capacity here, it will be more than in this case, because here the specific heat capacity at constant volume, the total amount of heat that is absorbed, it is only used to increase the internal energy. So we are taking that increase in internal energy here, and here it is same in this equation. So for same change in internal energy, the gas will require more amount of heat when pressure is kept constant than its volume is kept constant. So that means the specific heat capacity at constant pressure, it will be more than the specific heat capacity at constant volume. So this is about the specific heat capacities of the gas. And also one more last thing is that their ratio, the ratio of their specific heat capacities, Cp upon Cv, this is called a constant, and it is represented by, this is Cv, this is represented by gamma. This is the ratio of the specific heats of the gases at constant pressure to the specific heat capacity at constant volume, and this comes out to be gamma. We already know that because Cp is more than Cv, so therefore this ratio, it will come out more than This will come out to be more than 1 because Cp being greater than Cv. So therefore, this gamma, it will always be more than 1. So this is about the specific heat capacities of the gaseous system here in case of thermodynamic